Under public communications, we had 6 people sign up before noon today and 3 additional people sign up before 5:50 p.m. tonight.
Okay. I will call your name when it's your turn, and would like you to come down to the microphone here. You'll have up to 3 minutes to speak, and there will be a timer going on up here with that time, and there'll be a little bell that will ring at the 3-minute mark. We do ask that you're succinct. Since we have 9 speakers, it will take quite a bit of time. We want to listen and hear each one of you, but whatever you can do to help us move the meeting along, that would be helpful as well. So first speaker is Mike Garvey. Welcome.
Thank you all for allowing me to speak this evening. I told John that I'd come back in here the next few months before Connie retires and tell you all about the wonderful things you're doing as a board. But tonight I'm going to talk about Southeast. As children, we make decisions based on emotion, and as adults, we use facts and data. I submit to you that you do not have enough facts and data to make a decision to vacate Southeast High School. I checked with your bond counsel, and they informed me that they do not have drawings for any renovations of the current facilities. I have spoken with most of you, and one argument is that Southeast is landlocked. I have an aerial photo here that shows the 10 vacant acres that Southeast owns just to the west of your school building. Couldn't a drawing be made to show the feasibility of expanding where you are, just like you did with East and North High Schools? It only takes about a week and might help you to make a decision. Again, as I stated last time, there are over 15,000 residents here within 1 mile of this school, and there's only 800 at 127th and Pawnee. If the growth is truly in that direction, where are the people? Where is the data to support this? Right now, the people are here, and that is a fact. You say that the building will not be vacant, but what are you going to put in there? Do you think you can take hundreds of jobs out of downtown Wichita to fill the building? Will the city allow the county to put its emergency preparedness center there? You have said there may be classes there still. However, you have repeatedly said that you cannot afford to staff both locations. How can you staff any classes there if you plan to build a new school? Unless you can say what is going into this building, there are no viable alternatives to keeping it from being vacant. You have also stated you would have community meetings on this issue, yet you have not. And I have been told you will plan to vote on this in the next 2 weeks. Do you have enough input from the community to make a decision? We've had 4 days to get the word out. A movement born online, SaveSoutheast.com. We already have hundreds of signatures on our website and several hundred here in my hand. We're also posting video of this evening on that website. In closing, I'd like to say that you as a board are the most powerful people in the city of Wichita. You have the most employees. You are in charge of our children, and quite frankly, you are in charge of our future. I submit that if you choose to move southeast before answering these and many more questions, you will be making an emotional decision based on your feelings today. Thank you very much.
Mr. Garvey, I want to remind you again, and I think I was misquoted in the paper, as we said last week, we are just starting that process of talking. I don't know where you got your data. But that's what we asked for last time was data, and that's what we're going to start talking about tonight. I also don't know who told you that we were going to vote on it in 2 weeks. There's nothing on the agenda that it's going to be on 2 weeks. So there's no reason to rush it. We're not planning to. We do plan to have a thorough discussion of all those things. Those issues that you brought up, we will be discussing. Those are the questions that we brought up last time after you left. I was sorry that you missed that discussion. So I hope you stay for this discussion and future ones so you do know what we're talking about, the debate and the questions that come up here at this level. So
I am Valene Brown. I'm with the Apartment Association of Greater Wichita. And as the Apartment Association of Greater Wichita, we are concerned about the closing of Southeast High School. The area in which Southeast is located is highly saturated with apartment dwellers. Some of the apartments are townhomes, some are conventional apartments, and many are tax credit apartments, which is geared towards a lower income family. Many of these apartments are part of an older neighborhood of the city. Almost 16,000 of the residents that live in the Southeast High School area live within a mile's distance from the school. We, as the owners, managers, and employees, are in the business of providing comfortable lifestyles for our residents every day. Part of that comfort is having a school in close proximity to the rest of the neighborhood. In the case of Southeast neighborhood, it's not just a high school, but both Caldwell Grade School and Curtis Junior High that make it so attractive to move to. It's a neighborhood where K through 12 is all within the same block, and for many, all within walking distance. History has shown that when a school leaves a neighborhood, so do a lot of the amenities. Southeast and the neighborhood surrounding it are in close proximity to a wide variety of grocery, variety, and discount stores, pharmacy, restaurants, fitness clubs, hairdressers, convenience stores, and malls, and a whole lot more. It seems much more practical to bus the students from the relatively new neighborhood that involves just over 800 residents to the current high school than to force busing on the 1,650 current enrollment of Southeast High to a school which at this point is designed to only serve 800 people. As a Wichita apartment manager, I know firsthand how important those school choices are to my prospects, both to the parents that have to be concerned with transporting their children and to the students themselves. To uproot current students from their lifelong neighborhood school in the middle of their high school career seems unjust. Vacancy in my business is a dirty word, and to those and to the rest of us in the apartment industry. To have several vacant buildings smack dab in the middle of a long established neighborhood just seems like crime is being issued an invitation. Please consider these issues when making your decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Don Landis.
My name is Don Landis, and I am a member. Southeast High School is my neighborhood school where we live at. And thank you for having me the opportunity to speak to you tonight on this issue. All of Wichita will pay dearly for the folly of closing a good neighborhood high school at Lincoln and Edgemore and building a mega high school 6 miles away at the edge of the school district. We have questions for you. The people who live near Southeast High deserve to have a public meeting so they can speak, that they can attend and speak directly to the school board. They have questions and they deserve answers. When will the school board schedule this meeting? The folks who live in the 127th East and Pawnee also deserve a public meeting also. A mega high school on that corner will destroy the 2-lane roads leading up to that intersection. When will the school board arrange this meeting? Who pays to upgrade the roads on 127th and on Pawnee? It's 2-lane roads. One of them is a dirt road, in fact, 127th East, south of Pawnee. They will not take the traffic that you have planned for that intersection. We talked to the Sedgwick County traffic engineers today, Mr. Brand, and they have not been notified of your plan, your discussions, and they have not prepared a report on the impact of building a mega high school on that corner. Is there a reason why we haven't discussed this with them? They're telling me it's going anywhere from $500,000 to $750,000 on up per mile to improve those roadways. They must be improved on Pawnee from west to east to that intersection. That's several miles that have just 2 lanes need to be 4 lane. Same with 127. The people in that neighborhood should be invited in to talk about this on the impact of that much more traffic in their neighborhood. Who pays for the busing of kids from their former neighborhood high school to a mega high school 6 miles away? How many kids will be bused? What is the impact on these kids? Will this affect after-school participation and activities? Will it impact the dropout rate of our current high school students who have to be away from a neighborhood high school? How long has the superintendent been working on this plan at taxpayer expense? When did the school board members first learn of this project, and what studies have been prepared detailing the impact of this proposed change? Why does the school board seem to be in a big rush to push this change. Now, I understand, Mr. Rogers, your comments, and I'll modify that to say that you are not rushing this from what you've said tonight, and that's good. I'm glad that you intend to take in the full community's response, and I take that away from what you said earlier, Mr. Rogers. And the public has a right to ask questions and to get honest answers. And we will be holding a meeting ourselves on Wednesday, March 13th, to discuss this and to form a committee, a steering committee, to devise a strategy to bring this to the forefront of concerns. And we welcome you at this meeting, of course, and thank you for your opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Next speaker is Janice Bradley.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I would just like to say I'm real concerned about the attitude that I see reflected in the school board and some of the decisions, and that is a concern of the lack of concern for the public's investment in these schools. We saw 5 schools closed last year, and all of these buildings, the investments of the teachers, of the parents, for how many years, you know, and then the new schools are opened. With Southeast High, I agree with all the other speakers. These issues of the number of people in the city right now, the kids who walk to school, I just feel like the decision to close Southeast as a comprehensive high school is a cruel decision. That would be a cruel decision, especially against poor people, people who don't have the means to travel as easily to parent-teacher conferences or activities after school. It just seems like such a cruel thing to me, and I really hope that the school board will stop chasing the developers. You look at the Google Earth documents of 127th and Pawnee, and you see that while there aren't roads, what looks like infrastructure that's already been provided by the city, evidently, the sewer department, you see those traces of mains, sewer mains or water mains perhaps, but this is already done. There was a school planned for this area. Well, put it off. Wait till the things have recovered and such, and those investments can be more easily made. Don't close a comprehensive public high school that has served this community well. Please don't go that way.
Welcome. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Reuben Echols. I pastor New Day Christian Church. I attended Wichita Southeast and just received an award from them not too long ago, and it is just a part of my history and part of my upbringing here. A wonderful family, and I come tonight just concerned about the trust level that is being, I think, is being depleted in some ways with our school board. I was on the committee working with the school district on the issues about closing the other schools on last year, and there were a number of things that were spoken at those and talked about at those different committee meetings. And one of the things that came out was that there was groundwater that was affecting the closing of Mueller. And recently in the paper here, a quote was given by Kenny Hinkle, the director of design and construction of the district, and he says, "Everything has been repaired except for the roof. We have no issues, no structural issues. We're aware of no water issues. We took care of those problems 5 years ago." And when I talked to the community about these different issues and about Mueller, I think they went along with it because they said there were issues at the school. But then this comes out and it says that there were no issues at all with Mueller. And so I think folks will, and so now you're telling us certain reasons why Southeast needs to be closed, and I think there is a trust issue that needs to be handled because the community, I think, will not want to come back, and when you ask for more money for school bonds and different issues, and they say you're going to, why should we trust you again when every time the schools are closed, they're in areas where it's based on the backs of African Americans many times and low income who have to do the moving go out to, if Southeast is closed, African Americans will again be affected by being bussed out to schools, finding ways to again to meet their obligations. And so again, I think it's going to come down to trust. I'm hoping that you do give a good hearing to the community about this issue. And again, for me, it comes to trust. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Randy Tone.
Good evening, President Rogers, Superintendent Allison, and board members. I'm Randy Tone. As a parent of 2 children in the Wichita Public Schools and a resident of the Southeast area, I feel that the new proposed Southeast Quadrant High School should be built as the new Southeast High School. Over the past few years, I've been an avid supporter of the 2008 bond issue and have co-chaired the Oversight Committee overseeing the 2000 bond completion. I feel that these new facilities add a positive impact to the students' education, and Southeast students and staff should have the same opportunities that all other Wichita high school students currently have with their new facilities. Currently, those empty spaces are just practice fields that they have at Southeast. We can't even host our own football game in this area. Right now, this is all about the kids. If we start now, in about 3 years, Southeast Golden Buffaloes would have a brand new school to move into. The students and staff of the Southeast High School currently deserve what other Wichita high schools currently have. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.